What's going on, NBA All Around Talk fam? This your boy Dominic Cruz coming at you with another live episode of the NBA All Around Talk Show. It's your boy Dominic, and we got three guests today with Ramon, Javon, and of course Ronnie. I can't find the fourth guy. His name is Xavier. Can't find him right now, but you know what? Hey Xavier, we're looking out for you, man. But anyways, what a week. What a weekend it was with the Cavs sweeping the Indiana Pacers and the Warriors, Raptors, Celtics, Bulls, and this drama is coming up, and even conspiracy theories. But today, I want to start off with topics today. You know, Sunday, we had the opportunity to see the Cavaliers sweep the Indiana Pacers in 4. And on Monday, we had the opportunity to see the Golden State Warriors dominate the Portland Trailblazers in 4 by sweeping them too. I got a question for you fellas, and I want to start with you first, Joan. Which oh my bad. Sorry, Joan, my bad. All right. Who was more impressive? Were the Cavaliers more impressive? Or the Golden State more impressive? Which sweep was more impressive?
Both were impressive to me. I thought Indiana, fought hard. We all knew Cleveland was going to win that series, but I thought Cleveland was resilient. They responded whenever Indiana, went on a run. But I would say Golden State because the game 3, they were down like 15 and came back and went on a huge run. But I would say Golden State because they look like a machine with and without Durant. So I would say them.
Well, you know what? That was really impressive. But I want to go to you, Ramon. And now, which one was more impressive, the Cavs or was the Golden State Warriors more impressive?
For me, I'm not impressed with either or. To be honest with you,
what?
Just me alone. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like first round for both of them should have been a cakewalk. I didn't think Damian Lillard and CJ had enough, and I don't think the Hawks proved enough. I mean, the Pacers have proved anything to even beat the Cavs. Like Paul George and the Pacers just don't click. And the fact that I saw CJ Miles and him already not clicking and having that beef at the end of the shot, I already knew that team they're not worth going past the first round. So I wasn't surprised with either one.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's a really interesting point because after that shot that CJ Miles took, which was the right move that he took the last second shot. Paul George got mad at him because he wanted the ball, and we all know his stats for a game.
Yeah, when he came out talking about that shot's mine, this is the last shot. It's just like you're over there telling your team that's your shot. That team's not your team anymore. There's no point of even the Pacers even competing if you have to sit there and talk about a last shot in the playoffs like that. Like that's not even something you should be talking about. That shouldn't even be a problem.
Ronnie, what's your take on this, man? So who was more impressive, Cavs or the Warriors?
I'm on the same boat. I don't think either one of them were impressive at all. In fact, I think if you the Toronto Raptors, you got to smell blood in the water at this point.
Yeah, boy.
If you're getting ready to play them, you smell blood in the water. Even if you're the Utah Jazz, you got to feel like you got a chance, because Golden State, it wasn't as pretty as I thought it was going to be. I thought the Warriors, the Blazers just didn't show up. But as far as Cleveland, they had 2 or 3 close games with the Pacers. It just shouldn't have happened. So I'm not impressed with either one of them. So if I'm the Raptors, I'm smelling blood in the water.
I mean, I gotta say, yeah, you're right. If I'm the Raptors, I just think I would smell blood in the waters. I mean, I'm just thinking like, here's an opportunity for the Raptors to actually really clamp on the Cavaliers. But you know what? I'm still not convinced that I still wouldn't be convinced on the Raptors finishing up Cleveland. I mean, with the Golden State Warriors, I thought they were extremely dominating. Just game 1 was just the only one that was close, and all the other games were just get out of here. I mean, game 3, they came from a deficit and then just blew them out again. Game 4 wasn't even a question. I actually thought game 4 was just a tragedy for Portland, where I think Damian Lillard just really needs to dip out. CJ McCollum, I just don't think. I don't. He had an impressive game. CJ McCollum had an impressive game 1, but you know what? He went missing after he said the words, "Nobody could check me." You got Draymond, Clay, everybody checking him.
That series didn't prove that Damian Lillard should leave though. Out of anybody, that's the nigga that shouldn't leave would be Damian Lillard to me. To be honest with you, I think CJ. I don't think Damian Lillard or CJ should leave. I think they should just work on. Evan Turner needs to go. That's who needs to go. Turner needs to fucking go. That nigga was terrible. But he was passing for the Celtics and shit like that. Like he did his. I'm sorry for swearing. He did his thing with the passing, but Evan Turner's just way, way, way overblown, bro. Like he's getting paid though. As much as he's getting paid, I'm not hearing it.
All right, and what's y'all take on that? You guys think that Evan Turner should go?
I think Evan Turner should stay. I think that Lillard should be. He signed that long-term contract. My whole philosophy: get that $100 million. After you make that $100 million, you got to go get a ring. So, a guy like Paul George, even at the end of Game 3, I'm already thinking in my head. The debate now is where's Paul George going because he's not staying. So I'm not surprised that he's getting ready to get up through. But Damian Lillard, he got to be next. He got to be the person that's out there demanding that trade.
So what your destination
is where you want to go.
So what you're trying to say is that Damian Lillard should leave after he gets his money?
I'm saying he should already be demanding a trade. He can't win it with them. They're not running through the West.
But Portland would make the moves though. Portland makes moves for their team though. They got rid of LaMarcus Aldridge for them. I don't think it should leave yet.
Honestly,
the organization itself.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. We can't really see the fact that Damian Lillard will even have a chance to compete. I mean, I think his biggest series by far was against the Houston Rockets a couple of years ago on that Game 6 buzzer beater when he just took him out. After that, he's just been used and abused. I mean, it's just, I don't think it'll be the right situation for him. And, after that sweep, I don't see how Portland is actually going to come back at all, because it looks like if KD is staying in Golden State, that team is looking to dominate for a few years. I mean, that's like Michael Jordan and the Bulls.
Bro, we can't even can I say, I gotta say one thing about the Warriors. Y'all gotta understand that these dudes just broke a record and just lost in the finals and got swept. Whatever they have on their team, they can't say in a couple years they're not gonna be beat, because niggas is getting beat these years, man. Nigga, I'm trying to tell you, the Warriors can't lose. They lost last year and they had they're 3-1. People really blow leads now. This is kind of ridiculous. The Patriots coming back, everybody coming back in every fucking special event that you've ever seen the last 5 years. I'm not sold on the Warriors picking up Kevin Durant and not being able to not be beat. They will be beat. I see it. I don't see they.
Well, that's an interesting take. That's an interesting take about, how the Warriors. It's an interesting take, how the Warriors can still lose even with Kevin Durant, which is possible. Anything is possible. But you know what? We're gonna have to save that for another topic, because I want to move on to the next topic. Which, with the Raptors moving up to 3-2 in the series, if they do advance in the next round to face the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, we already heard that the Raptors should be smelling blood already, because the Cavaliers, their defense is ranked 23, and Raptors are kind of struggling against the Bucks right now. But are they for real this year? I want to start with Juwan.
I think they're a little better, adding Ibaka, and I think DeRozan. Well, he had a bad game, but I think he's going to be a little more consistent. I'm still not convinced though, man. But, even though Cavs' defense isn't as good, but you never know. I think Cleveland does a good job game planning for, top players against their opponents. So, I think they got a good chance. They can definitely get it to 6. But, yeah, their defense, I think they got a chance to, at least Cleveland's defense isn't that good. But we'll see, though.
Ronnie, what's your take on that, man? Are they for real this year?
They definitely are. They somebody that I would always write off. I'm always like Cleveland getting there. It ain't even. It's a formality for Cleveland to just run through whoever they supposed to get through to finally lose to a real team in the actual test when they play somebody from the West. But as far as the Raptors go this year, if they steal one of those first 2 games on the road, they not losing when they get back to the 6. They just not. So it's gonna be a close. It's gonna be a clutch game 5, and that'll be the determinant on who's gonna win it. It's not gonna be a sweep. I'll tell you that much. They're not going down like that. If the Cavs gonna struggle with the Pacers, they not winning on the road, and they not winning in Toronto. So if Toronto can steal one of them one of those road games in Cleveland, they'll get it done.
All right, Ramon, what's your take on that?
I think it's all up to Kyle Lowry over there. I feel like they do have a great chance to move to the second round, but once they face the Cavs, I don't know. I think Kyle Lowry I don't know. I just don't feel like he's Showtime like that. I don't feel like he's going to actually propel the team to get past the Cavs. I feel like he's just on that, and I just not a fan of that nigga's jump shot. Like his jump shot's just
what? Oh yeah, you
that elbow pisses me off. Bro. No, I'm dead serious, bro. I'm dead serious. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm put it like this. Last year, you can blame it on Kyle Lowry. Last year, you're gonna blame it on this shit, Kyle Lowry again. I'm calling it right now.
No, Kyle Lowry might have been the guy that was. He was probably the guy that was carrying them. Other than Biyombo making plays on the defensive end, and Patrick Patterson was a guy that was holding them back. He was taking too many bad jump shots. Kyle Lowry was the one guy that was consistent. It ain't too many point guards in the league that can pass, defend.
Wait, are you talking about this last year?
I'm talking last year in the playoffs.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah,
this is post April basketball right here. This is a completely different show.
Oh, wait, Juwan had to say something. What you had to say?
I remember him really doing much last year, to be honest with you. I remember DeRozan the one killing a few games in Toronto. Laurie had a couple of games, but he was getting abused by Kyrie. From what I remember.
Who didn't get abused by Kyrie last year?
I'm saying he really wasn't doing much though.
What was he on the defensive end against Kyrie? Nobody's gonna shut Kyrie down.
I'm talking about
Warriors didn't even have an answer.
He was inconsistent. Because you look at his numbers too, the past 2 seasons in the playoffs, he was averaging like 13 points, shooting 30-some%.
Yeah, to be honest, I actually think that Kyrie was getting slowed down a lot this year in the first round. Even though they had a sweep, I actually think that they were actually figuring him out. Because if you really look at his game, he has a great body control when it comes to making his bat and making layups. I mean, it's just unbelievable sometimes. But I think guys are starting to figure his game out because once you figure Kyrie out, I think it's all said and done. You can let LeBron do whatever he wants.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
yeah, Kyle Lowry. I don't know. I just feel like Kyle Lowry just hasn't really shown up for me, and I really like when it comes to this situation. I feel like DeMar DeRozan has to me, just from what I've seen and the improvement of the jump shot. I feel like DeMar DeRozan can show up to the big stage. It's just Lowry to me. I think even last year, if I remember, like. With me, it's like I have faint memory when it comes to, I wasn't really watching basketball all the way through, but I remember the playoffs and I remember Kyle Lowry being somebody that we was arguing about that really wasn't showing up and has always had that problem where he doesn't show up at big moments. Now, I don't have facts. I don't have these numbers that you guys have and stuff like that, but from what I remember, Kyle Lowry is not a guy that we're like, yeah, he's going to show up this game. I've never heard that.
I mean, when they was down 2-0, I remember it was like the second. No, they was down 2-1 to tie the series up in Game 4 when they was leaving Toronto. Dude, he dropped like 35 in the game against them.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm not, bro. I'm not saying. Look, I'm not saying that he can't score. I'm not saying that.
That's showing.
He can have a game. He can have 2 games. He can have 3 games. What I'm saying is when they need to finish. When they need to finish, he's not a finisher. He's not a guy that I know that once they get him to that, we're at the. I hear you. Once he gets to the good 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, he doesn't show up, and I feel like Toronto is going to force the Cavs to a close game just by what I've just seen with the Pacers. So I can only go by the distributor. and the ball where the ball's going. And the distributor is not someone that's cold-blooded or someone that I can really tell you, yeah, this team can make it all the way to the finals. I don't think he's the guy. Now, this year could be the year I could be proven wrong, but I don't think he's the guy.
All right, I'm going to say this real quick. I actually think you're going to be a little bit wrong, but go ahead, Juwan. I know you've been wanting to say something.
Yeah, but yeah, from what I remember, he had he had some solid games at home, but really from what I remember, Game 3 and Game 4 was DeRozan's games. Because from I remember in Game 3 he was eating on J.R. Swift, and then they put LeBron on him more in Game 4, and it really was not much different from what I remember last year. DeRozan was the one really eating, even though he was inconsistent too. But
Some man got a mid-range out of nowhere, dog. That nigga's mid-range is fucking beautiful.
It is.
That that means like I out of nowhere. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, how is he? No, I'm not here. Like, I remember DeMar DeRozan. I think he played in I don't think he played in Boston, but he had some type of ties with someone in Boston. So I don't remember what player he was coming up with. I think it was Anthony Gurley. I think. But DeMar DeRozan was known as a dunker, and then out of nowhere, this man got a jump. It's like, to me, just like Serge. I know Serge had that mid range, but then once he added that 3-pointer, I feel like that's going to be. Now Tristan Thompson has pretty good defense. I was giving him a lot of shit. I'm telling you, until this year, matter of fact, I'm still not giving this man any respect because I feel like. Even in the war, against the Warriors, I feel like it was just an opportunity. I just don't feel Tristan Thompson is that good of a power forward. I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Thompson, I'm gonna say that
he's a great rebounder.
Yeah, he's a great rebounder, but I only think
rebounder.
Yeah, I only think that he's a great rebounder. That's it. That dude is the definition of a moving screen, because that dude really does. He does move on the screens. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody want to give Draymond crap from last year, but you see Tristan Thompson, he's the definition.
Bro, the Warriors are the worst. They are the worst at the moving screen. I'm not here. Oh my God.
What?
Well, that was last year. I'm talking about this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we already know last year. They blew a 3-1 lead. All right. But I want to move on to the next one. All right. I want to move on. We already said the Raptors, and we're not really convinced on the Raptors being for real. All right. And you know what? I'm with you guys on that. I don't think they are for real. I actually still think they're trash until proven up, and then they can prove it otherwise. But moving on to the next series, I want to talk about Celtics and the Bulls. Now, there's already been news that Rajon Rondo's not playing today, and the Bulls did look lost without him in Game 3 and 4. Wasn't enough to stop the Celtics, but Game 5 tonight they will be playing without Rondo again, but he may be potentially playing in Game 6. Want to go with Ronnie on this one. Do you think Rondo coming back in Game 6 is going to change anything, or you think it's too late?
It will. It's a pivotal Game 5 at this point. The Celtics, they believe in themselves now. At first, they was down. They gave up. Rondo called it. He was like, they quit. They just flat out quit. And, you know what I'm saying, with him going down and then winning 2 games straight, they believe again, So now they getting ready to try to make it happen in Game 5. Rondo obviously ain't about to do nothing too crazy, but if he start getting cats involved, you know what I'm saying, and we start seeing triple-doubles, Jimmy Butler ain't got to work as hard, they'll pull it off, And, I mean, other than Toronto, that's the only team I see beating the Cavaliers. So, just for me personally, not wanting to see Cleveland win it, I'd rather see Boston take this away than see Chicago try to get past them and watch another boring series with Chicago and Atlanta or Chicago and Washington. So,
hold on, I want to go to Juwan on this one. All right, so
no.
Wait, I want Juwan's take on this one. Do you think Rondo coming back in Game 6 is going to change anything? You think the Bulls will take it over?
Yeah, I think he will change some things, man. It's tough now because, like Ronnie was saying, man, like Boston really believe now with him going down and them, getting more in the flow after, tragic death of Isaiah Thomas' sister. Yeah. But yeah, I think Game 5, I think Boston will take that, But I think I really think Chicago will take Game 6, and honestly, I'm still riding with the Bulls in Game 7, man. I still got them taking it.
All right, let's go with the number one Dwayne Wade fan. Ramon, what's your take? And don't be a hater either.
All right, you know what? You know what? This is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just try to be as real as possible because I hate the Celtics. I really do. Um, didn't expect Rajon Rondo to actually make. I didn't think that they would go down to. I'd understand that it would be more of a game, but I didn't think that the games look the way that they're looking now. I think Game 4 was a little closer than Game 3, so I feel like Game 5 can go either way. If he comes back Game 6, it all depends on if the Celtics believe because I can't really anything in New England. I've learned my lesson where I just can't be the one to be like, yeah, they're not gonna win. Celtics being the number one seed on top of that, they're supposed to win. But since they already shown with just them having Rondo that they already went 2 games down with the Celtics and being at home, I'm really afraid of them going anywhere further past the second round just because they looked really flat, the first 2 games. So Game 4, I feel like they really just capitalized on the fact that Game 4, Horford decided to actually rebound in Game 3. Just Rondo wasn't evident. They just couldn't click. So I'm gonna have to say, if this man don't come back, Game 6, they're winning the game. If they don't win Game 5, it's done. Rondo's not gonna give him. I don't think that he'd be going against Game 6 would be in Boston, right?
No, it'll be in Chicago.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough because those first 2 games, I don't know. So it's really gonna go with if Rondo comes back Game 6 and actually shows and actually beats them at home because they haven't. I don't know if the Bulls force a Game 7 with Rondo, the Celtics are losing.
Well,
they got to finish it now.
You know what?
They got to finish it now.
I do believe that they do have to finish it. And you know what? I'm just gonna stick with my prediction that Celtics in 6. But I will.
You got that. You did say that. You got that. You definitely said that.
Yeah, great prediction, especially looking at it now.
Hey man, what you gotta? Hey, you know what you gotta do when you're down 2-0. You just gotta believe. But I want to bring this topic up because it's been going around on Cooler Talk and on the All Around talk show as well. But I definitely want to bring this up as well. I brought it up in the last episode, so I'm going to bring it up with you guys. Who was let me ask you this, and I want to start with you, Jawan. All right, who would you rather take, LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
Oh no!
All right, why?
Yes.
Kobe.
Kobe.
I'll take because his killer instinct. Like people talk about, I just feel like he was such a great scorer that people only know him as a scorer, but don't realize he was an all-around great player. You know what I'm saying? Like if he had to get guys involved, he would do that. If he had to guard the best man, he could, if not lock him down, bother him. He could rebound. He could shoot from anywhere. I mean, in his prime, the dude was like unstoppable. I mean, and this is mainly just a preference. And I feel like at times efficiency can be overrated because, just an example off topic. If you look at for example, when Miami played Dallas in 2011, LeBron was very efficient in that series. He shot 48%, I think. But he played.
He disappeared. Yeah. I'm not hearing that shit.
But yeah, but pretty much you look at Dirk. Without looking at stats, you would think he shot like 50% or something like that. The man only shot 41%, but you wouldn't even realize it because he was so aggressive and he took over clutch moments in that series. So I just feel like, Kobe, he just, I don't, especially now, I don't think LeBron really shies away from moments like that anymore. But Kobe, he just was so relentless, man. And I think Shaq being so dominant, overshadowed how great he was playing with the Lakers during that three-peat, especially in 2001. I mean, you really wouldn't know that he was a guy that was averaging about 37 and 6 throughout that 0-1 run. Like there were series where he was the best player in the series, like against the Spurs. So, I mean, I just, he had shot he had shoot his team out of the game sometimes, like in the Detroit series. But I just like aggressive guys, especially a guy like Kobe. I think he had a high IQ too. I think sometimes he would be a little overconfident, which is why he would take some tough shots that he shouldn't take. But man, like he just was incredible, man. I mean, I've seen plenty of games of him having double digits in assists in the playoffs, like against Phoenix. He destroyed them, passing, scoring. It really didn't matter. I just feel like.
So, would you put him as the better player than LeBron?
Yeah, I would, but I mean, just because I think he's a little more skilled, and another thing that I've always thought too. I feel like with LeBron, you kind of have to put guys with a certain skill set have to fit. He fits with him. Like I feel like you kind of have to have like shooters on the court with him, which is one reason why I feel like Bosh and Kevin Love weren't as effective with him than before him, because they kind of got pushed away from the rim more because they had to shoot more jump shots. You know what I'm saying? So, and with Shaq, I feel like with Kobe, I feel like players could play more of their game and adjust to how he played, like Paul Gasol, Andrew Bynum. Like I just feel like he was a guy that could do more work without as much space as well.
That's a very interesting point too. Ron, let me get your take on that. Who was the better player? Who's the better player, LeBron or Kobe?
I'm gonna say two things before I jump in. One, it really depends on if you prefer a Magic Johnson type player or a Michael Jordan type player. It's really about how you as a GM prefer to have your team. Two, before I answer the question, I take Tim Duncan before I take both of them. Now,
oh God!
As far as who I would pick, I would go with LeBron. I would personally go with LeBron more. I would go with him before I go with Kobe. He was just talking about how LeBron has to have certain players and Kobe doesn't. I mean, when Kobe didn't have Shaq and he didn't have Gasol or Bynum, they was terrible. They was butt. You know what I'm saying? They was ass. He couldn't carry them by himself. So he has to have certain type of players around him too. Nobody gets it done by themselves except Hakeem. But I would rather have LeBron just because.
What?
I would rather have LeBron because, one, I've never seen LeBron give up on his team. I saw Kobe just say, forget it against Phoenix.
You never seen him get up on
and just try to prove a point.
2010?
What?
LeBron didn't give up on his team. He disappeared.
2010?
But oh my God, he did give up on his team, man. He gave up on his team. With the
no, he walked away. He walked away from Cleveland. I never saw LeBron in a playoff series just say, "Forget it. We got a shot at the championship, but I'm gonna just quit." I saw Kobe do that against Phoenix. He shot them out of that series and didn't care.
Versus Phoenix,
didn't care at all.
He went off 58-5, put them up 3, and then they didn't get a stop. They got an offensive rebound, tied it up, win the overtime. So he was that close from knocking off number 2 Phoenix Suns too. That too.
You know what? We're gonna get back to that, but I want to get Ramon's take on who was the better player. Who was it, LeBron or Kobe?
You know what? It's really hard because Juwan and Ronnie, they kind of hit the nail on the head, especially Ronnie with whatever your style of player is. If you want a Magic Johnson type or you want a Jordan type. I'm just not a fan of somebody. How do I say this? I'm going to sound like a Kobe hater, so just bear with me because I've always legit never liked Kobe. Like I just never was a fan. Even when Allen Iverson had to step over or Tyronn Lue when they actually wiped. I know Kobe just had a lot of great moments. I feel like he does deserve to be top 3. But I'm an efficient guy. I'm a Wade fan, so I can't sit here and tell you that I don't like someone that can finish at the basket the way that he does. For the man to be as efficient as he is, and for him to pass the way that he passes, I can't. If I'm building a team, yes, I'm going with LeBron James. Now, if you're telling me I need to win this game and it's the finals, and I need someone to score 50 every game, other than Wade, that's my guy. I'm going with Kobe. When it comes to that situation, yeah. Because when it comes to when it comes to my man's LeBron James last year, I'm gonna tell every LeBron fan and anyone that's watching, Kyrie Irving should have had the Finals MVP. Period.
Ooh.
LeBron James did everything he had to do, but
No.
before that, Kyrie Irving
Uh-uh.
lit everybody up. Without Kyrie Irving doing what he was doing, there's no way LeBron James was missing bunnies left and right. Y'all want to sit here and blow it? Y'all can blow it as much as you want. Same way that Andre Iguodala won the year before, where he was just coming in and plugging in and doing everything the Warriors needed. That's exactly what Kyrie Irving. That's exactly what Kyrie Irving. I'm gonna sit here, yo. You're not gonna sit here and tell me, yo, your man's was legit missing for the first quarters. Yo, I feel like the whole first series, every first quarter LeBron James had was terrible. I'm not hearing that, bro. This man was not. I understand that he had all the points, but the deciding factor. Wait. The deciding factor for the ring anyway is Kyrie Irving anyway. Yo, how about this?
He can't lead the whole. He can't lead both teams in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, and not be the MVP.
Yeah, it's hard not.
You want to know why I'm saying that? You want to know why I'm saying that? I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying that. Because the first time that they faced the Warriors, they didn't have Kyrie Irving, and they lost. Kyrie Irving is the difference, the missing piece of the game.
They lost in 6 without Kyrie or Kevin Love. They lost in 6, and LeBron was still the best player in the series.
And out of Kyrie, and the ones that showed up was Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love in the series that we're talking about. Just because LeBron James had all the rebounds and all the points doesn't mean that he was the legit reason they won, because they had the same thing and they lost. Because Tristan Thompson and LeBron James showed up in the Warriors the first time they faced them and nothing happened. I'm just saying, like, it just depends on what situation you're putting me in when it comes to LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. If I already have a team like Phil Jackson, where where I got Derek Fisher, I got Shaq, I got legit known stars, and you got Kobe having fun, I take that. I'll take that any day. But if you're telling me LeBron James has a team that he picked and he's actually going to take it to the championship as many times as he's been to the Eastern Conference Finals as one, I just can't fight LeBron James in this legit argument. I just can't.
Very valid point. I ain't gonna lie. You know what? And I will say this, that we have actually some audience, commenting, and LeBron didn't give up in Orlando. He did give up, and he gave up in Boston. He gave up against Boston. He gave up.
Game 5. Go watch Game 5.
He gave up.
It's
my phone died.
When they lost to the Celtics and he took his jersey off and threw it in the crowd, that was his equivalent to what Paul George has just done with the Pacers and what Damian Lillard should be doing with the Blazers. It's time to go. It's time to go.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I agree with, I mean, for Lillard, yeah, but he's not the caliber player as LeBron is right now. And I don't think he'll ever get up there. I mean, he'll probably get close. But, with LeBron, he definitely had his moments. And with Miami, you don't want to just bring up – I don't want to just bring up, Orlando and the Boston series and, of course, Dallas. Let's go back to 2014 NBA Finals, where the Spurs against the Miami Heat revenge match. Yeah, you were loving that. What happened in what happened in game? Yeah, that's right. But game 1, he had cramps. I mean, in the next game, he was actually okay. He gave up. He wasn't playing. He wasn't LeBron James. Everybody wants to discredit that. Everybody wants to overlook that. Everybody wants to I mean, if you really think about it, great players always show up and they'll own up to it and all that. But you know what? I would take Kobe myself as well. And I'm a Celtics fan and I don't even like the Lakers, nor Kobe. But at the end of the day, I knew that guy brought it every single game when it counted. If he took over the game, he took over. And you know what? He never disappointed, even though we got the 2008 finals. But
yeah, I was gonna say I saw him disappoint a couple times.
I want to add to that though, but I think he played pretty good. I mean, against the Spurs. I mean, especially the numbers showed it, but I think he played pretty good. It's just I think I seen an article of like Mario Chalmers and those guys like talking about it. I think it got to the point to where their offense got so. Like, it got so much centered around him that it's like they depended on him too much. So, since everything went through him, they really didn't have any ball movement for real in that Spurs series. And you can't beat the Spurs without, like, a ball movement, which is one reason why he had great numbers, because everything went through him and they really didn't move the ball. he was pretty much the only one that got everybody involved. They really didn't run any true offense. And they really didn't give Bosh the ball at all because there was a game, Bosh was 4 for 4. I mean, he's 4 for 4. He has to have the ball more, bro. Like, seriously. He got to get the ball more. His usage rate was lower than Ray Allen's in the finals. That's horrible. He ain't even start.
Yep.
He got the ball more. You know,
Yep.
so I don't know. I just feel like they depended on him a little too much. Spurs, they were just a machine. Kawhi Leonard, they didn't even run plays to him. He just got it and just whenever he got it, he just looked to score.
Yeah, Kawhi just came in and just basically like, you ain't going nowhere. I just want to bring this up. I think we just lost Ramon. I don't know if he'll be able to come back because I know we are getting ready to wrap up real soon. But
Hey.
His
I'm
phone.
surprised you didn't say nothing about Bill Russell.
Well, you know.
Yeah, that was me and DeJuan.
Well, you know what? Let's bring that up real quick. All right, this is gonna be the last topic, and you know, and back in the day, in the 60s, 50s, 70s, that's when the NBA was starting to grow. That was when it was a baby. Now it's gotten great. It's gotten great. Let's put it that way. But I want to ask you guys this question. Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, they were always the ones dominating the game. But who was the better player, Wilt or Bill?
Wilt.
I'm going to start with you one.
Wilt.
Why? Why Wilt?
Because he was a two-way player.
Okay.
A two-way player.
Okay, that's it.
I mean, do I need to say any more?
Yeah.
I would like to hear more.
Yeah.
I mean, the audience would like to hear more. You got Chris and Ryan going at you right now.
For one, looking at those Boston teams, bro, like they had so much more talent on those teams than other teams. Like, when have you ever heard of the best player averaging 9 points in the finals and their team winning? Seriously, 9 points, and this ain't no pass first point guard. This is center. Come on, yo.
Sure.
9 points, shooting 30-some%. Come on, yo.
Right.
And then, like, I've actually watched film. Like, I didn't watch a lot, but I watched enough film to know how skilled he was. He was not nearly as skilled as Wilt Chamberlain. Pretty much all his points came from dunk downs and dunking and, you know, just scrappy points, really, which is why I compare him to other scrappy guys like Rodman, Ben Wallace, and players like that. I just don't see him as a top 10 player. He's really like he would be really like the only top 10 player that wasn't a two-way player. Maybe except Bird, but he wasn't really a bad defender. But, you know.
All right, Ronnie, what's your take? Who do you got?
I mean, Bill Russell met him in the finals. The Lakers lost 7 straight, not 7 straight, but 7 finals while Bill Russell was playing for the Celtics. 7 times. You get to play the dude and you lose to him all 7 times. How are you making a case that you're better than him? How?
Bro, like,
I don't
look
understand
at the rest of the team for one.
Look at who?
The rest of the team he had.
They got to the final 7 times, so they weren't bad. He played with the logo. He played with Elgin Baylor, and they lost 7 times.
He only played with them like 3-4 years, though. He didn't play a long time with them. He was with the Sixers.
And
at least half.
No, he was with the Philadelphia Warriors before he got to play played with the Lakers. And when he got there, the Lakers as a franchise lost to the Celtics 7 times. He wasn't there for all of them, so they were still getting there. So when he got there, wouldn't you expect him to win if he's better than Bill Russell?
Yeah, and then I looked at another thing.
Ain't no buts about it. They lost, bro.
He really didn't get the ball either.
The Finals MVP is not called the Wilt Chamberlain Award. It's not called the Michael Jordan Award. It's not called the Jerry West Award. It's not called the Red Auerbach Award. It's called the Bill Russell Award for a reason. Put some respect on my dude's name.
Here.
All right.
Here.
What's up?
None.
Okay. Now one more. Actually, I got one more thing I wanted to say. Let me get this guy back in here real quick. But we're starting to really value. I'm starting to see a lot of guys that, this is mainly LeBron fans. They're really trying to. It seems like they're valuing first round wins more than and final appearances more than actually winning the championship. I mean, if you really look at the arguments today, everybody wants to say Michael wasn't the greatest because he had this many losses in the first round and he needed Scottie to actually get to where he wanted today, which
glad you brought that up.
What?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, and I definitely wanted to bring this up because one, my take on this is it's not all about the first round. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk about. Good to see you back in, Ramon. I understand you had some technical difficulties, but we're going to talk. What I'm bringing up right now is this debate, and this is mainly on LeBron fans that are bringing up because they always bring because there's a lot of guys that always bring up that LeBron's always greater than Michael Jordan because he didn't have this many first round losses. LeBron's undefeated in first round while Michael Jordan is 1-9 in the first round. And then he basically needed Pippen to get past the Pistons and all that. So I just wanted to say, why is it me or is it that people are starting to value first round wins more than winning the grand prize? I want to start with you, Juwan.
No, I don't think they do. I just think they use it for an argument, between LeBron and Jordan. And I think it is an amazing feat. Even though he's been on a great teams since he left Cleveland, it's still like a major feat. Because look at this past year, they could have lost 2 of those games at least. So it's still you still gotta you're still gonna have some tough games in the first round, even if you are the better team. So it's still impressive, to sweep teams in the first round like that. So I don't think it is, but I will go on the Jordan thing. I just think it's crazy people say that because, first off, Jordan's first 3 years, 2 of the first 3 seasons he played against the Boston Celtics. He wasn't gonna beat them. So.
And he was injured on his second year, right?
He played them his second and third years. I think the first year he played the Bucks, they had Terry Cummings, and I think they had Sidney Moncrief, so they were a good team too. And he got drafted. He was a 3rd pick, right? So they weren't good. So I wouldn't have expected him to come out. But I think it's funny when people say he needed Pippen to do that. Do people know that his first series with Pippen averaged 10 points? And he averaged 45. Do people know that? People know.
I don't know.
They played the Pistons. Scottie.
What was Pippen's stats like the first series in the first round where they won a championship? Because I'm sure he was much better by then. Because they didn't win a championship his first year there.
I'm just saying, people say he needed him to get past the first round. But you're right though. But I'm just saying the whole first round thing.
I want to get back to you on that whole first round. I want to get back to you on that whole thing going from the first round because I want to especially bring up the finals between LeBron and Michael Jordan. But I want to get your take on it, Ramon. Now, do you agree? Is it basically the same question to you? Is what first rounds? Is it really that important to have that amazing feature over than winning the NBA finals? Because when it comes to LeBron, because when it comes to the fans of LeBron, they always bring up that he had this many losses in the first round, and he needed Pippen to win and stuff like that. What's your take on that?
If my memory serves me correctly, I'm pretty sure that Jordan didn't win a championship until Pippen got there. I don't really care about me myself. I'm sorry, a lot of teams won first rounds and fall flat, so I'm not thinking about having, in the Eastern Conference where you're building your own team on top of that. I don't see the first round being that much of a great feat if you're saying who got the most first round playoff wins and stuff like that. I'm not concerned about that because at the end of the day, it's about the ring. And when you talk about the comparisons about, like I said earlier, the reason why LeBron James gets shunned the way that he does is because no matter what anybody says, against the Mavs, he disappeared. He went to Miami to play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh did not leave wherever they were at to go play with him. He came over to find a way to win because Dan Gilbert was not in any shape or form trying to win with the teams that he had. To me, I feel like Dan Gilbert was on some Boston Celtics. Let's get 2 first-round draft picks and just in a way, just keep losing with LeBron. LeBron wasn't trying to have that, so I see why he left. So you get what I'm saying? It's like it's tough when you're trying to compare someone like Jordan where Jordan wanted to do it himself. Jordan, there's a reason why Jordan is Jordan. I just feel like LeBron just missed his chance at being the next Jordan.
Ronnie, what's your take on that?
As far as the first round and bragging about, being able to be better in the first round and celebrating it, that's our generation, man. We literally, and it's sad, but we come from a generation of participation trophies and celebrating small victories instead of saying, did you climb the mountain, yes or no? Like, people want to get celebrated for getting halfway up, a part of the way up. That's just our generation. But as far as the comparisons with him and Jordan, that's the only ground that people have for LeBron over Jordan, is that, Jordan struggled more than LeBron did. But LeBron did because it was way more teams in the East back then. LeBron ain't had as much Eastern competition as Jordan had. Jordan had the Celtics. He had the Pistons, the other team people always forget about. So it's like when you're dealing with that, LeBron didn't really have much resistance in the East. So while he's gotten to the finals 5 or 6 straight times, I don't remember off the top of my head, the degree of difficulty for getting to the finals hasn't been that great. So I'm not impressed by it. You want to impress me, win a damn championship.
Savage. Well, you know what? I gotta say the same thing as well. I mean, I think it is. You're right on that. I'll agree with you on that, on Ronnie. That it is our generation. At the end of the day, it is all about the ring. Not just the finals appearance. I mean, Jerry West, the logo man. He went to the finals 9 times, and what did he end up with? 1 and 8. So people really want to say that he went to this many finals, so he should be greater than Michael Jordan. But you know what? At the end of the day, he didn't win. If LeBron won 7 straight, if he won all those finals appearances, then you know what? Then I would have actually already put him over MJ. All of us would have. But you know what? He's not 6 for 6. He's 3. He's only 3 and 4. So, but that's gonna wrap it up for today. I really appreciate you guys, taking the time out and to debating these topics today. And tonight we have some really some hot matches. We got OKC versus the Rockets. And we got the Jazz versus the Clippers, Grizzlies versus the Spurs. Who y'all taking tonight?
Go Spurs, go.
Y'all got Spurs? Who y'all got tonight?
Go Spurs, go.
Yeah, I got the Spurs winning against Memphis.
What about Thunder and Rockets?
Over.
Yeah, I got the Rockets winning.
It's over.
When did Michael Conley come back?
Ben came back.
That nigga, didn't he have like a broken something, like a broken elbow or something?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
How much? Bro, I don't watch the Grizzlies, bro. Like them niggas, they're the most. Them and the Clippers are the most that that team. Like they get you excited, and then out of nowhere they just fizzle away every year. I just don't. Every year. Chris Paul's Steph Curry's bitch, and Zach Randolph and Blake Griffin. Zach Randolph.
But who you got, Jazz or Clippers?
Oh, shit, the Jazz.
Okay, you guys got Jazz too?
Yeah, with Gobert back, man. Yeah, I think I got the Jazz.
All right.
It hurts my heart to say that, but
it don't matter.
Chris Paul's leaving.
It don't.
Chris Paul's leaving.
Ain't either one of them beating the Warriors. It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Oh shit.
You know what? Well, you know what? What's gonna be interesting? I got OKC, I got Jazz, and of course, I got the Grindhouse, Memphis. So, but you know what? I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to debate. We're definitely gonna take care of it. We're gonna have another episode later on this week, possibly Friday. But Ramon, Jawan, Ronnie. Really appreciate you guys on debating. It's your boy Dominic Cruz coming at you with another live episode of the NBA All Around Talk Show. Until next time, guys, take it easy.